Good morning. It's Friday the 15th of May 2021 and here I am on my last day of staying on the car park here at Tesco in Dumfries, and I've got to know the staff actually while I've been here over the last few days. I've just been this morning and bought something that I really need, and that's some coffee mates, because yesterday the sunshine was so hot on my van while it was parked down by the railway station that I had my first experience of the milk turning to cheese, and so things have started to warm up a bit. It's a complete and utter contrast this morning. It's cold and damp and miserable, and I'm setting off on my way up to New Abbey, where I walked to yesterday, and I hope you'll agree it was a wonderful place and I'm looking forward to going back there. But I've just got to keep an eye on the weather, and it's strange. I don't know what this noise is. Let me... That's better. It's like sitting in a factory when you come in here. Yeah, I had to go and get some more water, and which is expensive. Water is very expensive, and I need to get some petrol, and so I went down to the railway station this morning to send off yesterday's film to you, which I hope you enjoy. It's a little bit longer than normal, but it was a very good film, in my opinion. But I'm feeling really buoyant this morning. I just can't wait to get out there and get some walking done. Plus the fact that I met this lovely couple when I was in the cafe at New Abbey, who were staying at a place called Southerness, which is my destination today. And they said, oh, we might see you then, because we're staying there as well. And not that there's a great deal going on. I did actually take a van ride there the other morning just to check out in advance, as I often do. And there's not much going on there at all. It's like a seaside resort, and just round the corner there's a very long beach, which I'll be walking the whole length of the beach tomorrow. And it takes you round the corner, and then I'll really start to feel that I'm getting somewhere when I've actually seen the sea and the beach, and I might have a paddle in salt water. It might do my feet a bit of good as well. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to this. It's changed, where the first 3 or 4 days I was quite miserable because of the state of my feet and my knees and things. Well, I seem to have resolved that problem now. I walked perfectly well yesterday, no ill effects whatsoever. And I'm very buoyed up as well that I've been getting some wonderful messages from many new people who came to me over the last month or two, and funny, witty and all the rest of it. The only thing I ask you is please can you be a little bit more generous with your likes. Now you might think, what difference does it make? Well, it just makes me get to understand the people who are actually watching, and I don't get paid for it or anything like that. It's just nice if you watch the film. I think I deserve a like, so please send me a like and a message. You know, it's great. It really keeps me going. I don't get time or the places to speak to many people. It's a very solitary life. It took me 4 hours to actually edit yesterday's film, because it was a little bit long, a little bit complicated. So just the likes makes me smile, and the messages that you send, and wonderful messages. Thank you very much indeed. It just makes me feel very happy. So I'm going to drink this tea. There's another really funny thing, by the way, about Tesco's or Scotland. As it happens, I've got beer in my van, but that'll be warm by the end of the day. There's nothing worse than warm beer. They don't sell beer before 10 a.m. in Scotland. I know I experienced this last year, in 2019, when I was walking up the east coast of Scotland. What difference does it make whether you buy it before 10 o'clock or after 10 o'clock? It seems a strange thing. Why, if you're having a barbecue tonight, that means that you can't come and buy your beer before 10 o'clock in the morning. It seems a really strange law to me. If you're going to drink beer on a daily basis, you're going to drink beer on a daily basis, whatever time you buy it. But it just seems a bit strange. Let me have your opinion on that. That'd be interesting. Why can't you buy beer in Scotland before 10 a.m? So it's been great being here. As I say, lovely staff. I was just chatting with one or two of them. They're all watching the films and everything, and they're pleased, pleased to be watching me walking around the wonderful county of Dumfries and Galloway. I'm never going to forget this. It's been really good. It was like when I first went on the East Coast in 2019, and Berwickshire was incredible. The Fife Coast Walk was incredible. The John Muir Trail was incredible. Each county is very much its own county, but it's the fantastic places. So all it leaves me to say is, see you, Jimmy. So I've arrived here. It's only 10-15 minutes to drive out here from Dumfries, and you can see that it's pretty dull here this morning. It's not raining, but it's not very nice. I'm not in a rush. It's a bit cold. I'm going to give it an hour. I'm going to go and do some work in my van on my computer and a bit of a tidy up and everything, and just hope that it warms up in the next sort of couple of hours. I'm not in a rush at all, and it would be better, and the quality of the photography and the videos would be much better. So then I'll have a cup of tea in the cafe here where I went yesterday. You might remember when I came here yesterday, it absolutely threw it down with rain for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and I just got the tail end of one or two shots of the Abbey, and maybe when it and plus the fact it's covered in scaffolding, it's a little bit like when I went to Lindisfarne and Lindisfarne Castle. You couldn't actually see it because it was scaffolding. I've never seen so much scaffolding. You could see it from miles away. Well, it's not quite like that here, but it's certainly a fabulous building. And I was just reading the sign there that King Edward I, who was like my favourite king, came here in 1300. So I would have liked to have been here then and see what it was like. It'd have been fantastic. So I'll see you later. 11:45 now, and I've reached Kirkbean, so there's only one more village after this before I then cut off to the left to Southerness, and I'm looking forward to that. It's been a nice walk. The weather's exactly the same as when I left. It's just a big chunk of clouds stuck there, not moving, not a breath of wind. It's not cold. It was a little bit earlier, and only the other day I took some gloves out of my rucksack thinking I won't need them, but I could have done with them this morning, but never mind. And you see on my left hand side now, looking east, you can see the sort of bay looking over the Solway Firth, and it all looks very nice. And it's just a little bit further down to that. There's quite an amazing amount of traffic actually. Lots of delivery vans, white van man, that kind of thing. But it's up and downhill a little bit, it's not too bad. My legs are standing up extremely well. Got no problem. I took my knee bandage off, and I've learned something else. It's better not to walk on it, but it's better to put it on when you've finished and keep it on overnight in bed. I did have a really good night's sleep in bed last night. I didn't really want to get up, if I'm to be honest, and there was no need for me to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, because it's, you know, there's no point. And I don't think I woke up until about sort of 7:30. Did my usual routine, you know, Tesco, then down to the railway station, loaded the film, then went back to Tesco, and then I'm on my way now, and it's better weather than it was when I was at New Abbey, but it's brightening up and it's warming up, and it's forecast to brighten up this afternoon, by which time I hope I've more or less finished by about 2 o'clock, something like that. So I'll press on, see you later. I didn't expect to get that actually. It's a pint of Stara Pramen. And for all you people who don't know much about lager, it's actually a very good quality Czech beer, which you can buy in the major supermarkets in cans. But on draft, it's absolutely brilliant. I used to live in Bulgaria, as you know, and it became one of the most popular drinks, and it was always kept in perfect condition there. So anyway, today's been a good day. I walked up from New Abbey to here, and I think from Monday things are going to change here because there's going to be a completely different change. I've actually ordered some fish and chips. I can eat them inside, but I can't drink inside, and I can't eat outside. So I didn't know this until they said I ordered the meal and everything, and then they said, would you like a drink to take outside? So I said, well, yes, but I've ordered my meal, you know, and have you started cooking it yet? Well, we'll go and check. And so they said, well, will you come back in by 6:10? To me, to be honest with you, this has gone mad. There's absolutely no pleasure in coming to a pub to go through all this. I know they're only following the rules and all the rest of it, but it's going to be a long time before it settles back down to, you know, giving your name and address and all the rest of it, you know. I find it really frustrating, and I don't enjoy coming to pubs and sitting outside. It's cold and it's miserable, and it's been like that all day, as you've seen from the film. So that's my little chunter, but it will be nice to treat myself actually to a nice beer battered cod and chips. And you can see I'm shaking, the camera's shaking because I'm cold, but I can't take my beer inside. It really is bizarre. So anyway, this is to my good friend. I'm going to have a sip of this, Andy Dalglish. who also likes Staropramen, and he lives down in the Brighton area, a regular contact, and I hope you're well, Andy. That's better. I've actually rested my arm on the table now because I'm shaking because I'm cold. So what's the weekend plans? Well, the weather forecast for tomorrow is absolutely abysmal. I made an inquiry with a local chap about the tide times, because from here you can walk along the beach more or less the full way to the next place, my next port of call, which is about 7 miles away. And this guy gave me a really detailed account of the walk. He said, there's a river you've got to cross. He says you can wade across. He says, oh, you can walk around. He says there's a bird sanctuary. He says, and then you've got to walk back to the road and then rejoin the walk. But it's about a 7-mile walk on a proper beach and coast path. And I'm very much looking forward to that. And but I think I'm going to put that off until Sunday and have a day off. I was about 4 miles back. I stopped at a viewing point, and there was an ad there for a campsite which was part of the camping and caravan club, of which I am a member, even though it might have lapsed. I might have to rejoin. I might have to rejoin, but I just fancy a day off where I've got hook up, I can put my electric fire on, I can stay warm instead of just sitting in the van, and just enjoy doing nothing perhaps other than some computer work, updating and all the rest of it, which I haven't had time to do yet. So that's my plan for tomorrow. It's been a great walk today. My legs feel great. I've managed all the way, no problems whatsoever, and I feel on top form. But I still think maybe a day off tomorrow would be a good thing, because I've just walked 6 days out of 7. So I think I've done quite well. I can give myself a bit of a pat on the back. And tomorrow I can come up with some stats about where I've been and what I've done and how many miles, etc. So I'm going to enjoy my beer and enjoy my food, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.